I've been very fortunate at OSF to be able to direct some plays that I feel like I've had a long desire to be associated with. And this play, Long Day's Journey into Night, I think it was probably my oldest sister was assigned it in a college course. And so the book of it was on a bookshelf above my bedroom my whole life and didn't read it until I was in college. But the name of it, seeing it on the spine, Long Day's Journey into Night, I was so um, taken with, and even as a kid remembered, thinking, what does that mean? He wrote this play in 1940 and 41, and he would go and write, and his wife would hear him sobbing the entire time. So it was I think in a lot of ways, an exorcism. He something he needed to get out. He never intended the play to be performed. He wrote it and was very explicit to his wife that it not be published for 25 years and it should never be performed ever. And she went against his wishes, and of course that was extremely controversial, and people really either applauded her or vilified her for that. She felt that truly, in the last years of his life, that he did want it to get out there and be done. So there's a mythology about the play already for those of us in the theater, and I think for other people, that sort of are an additional character to the play. I read an essay recently that also said that Eugene O'Neill is the fifth character in this play, that you can't help but read this play or see this play or work on this play and not be aware of his presence and not be aware of the act of writing this play and what that took for him. He wrote in the dedication to his wife that he wrote this play in some ways as an act of forgiveness for his family. And I think that for me, that's I think the bravest and truest and hardest emotion and act that we can make as humans is to forgive, and especially to forgive the people that are closest to us for damage that may get done. And I think we all, even if we've had the happiest childhoods in the world, we all carry baggage and we all have damage that's left over from that. And the unbelievable act of generosity that O'Neill performed in writing this play and forgiving his brother and his father and especially his mother is extraordinary to me. The second reason I wanted to do this play was honestly because of Mike Winters and Judith Marie Bergen. I had directed Mike in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof here at OSF, and there was such an extraordinary process, and I think he's one of the great actors in the American theater. And I said to him, we went for lunch, and I said, what's on your list of plays? I'd love to work together again. And he said, well, Tyrone is. And I said, well, it's in my top 3 of plays I want to direct, so let's make a date. And I never thought we would get the chance to do it here necessarily. I thought, maybe we'll get a chance at some of the theater down the line. And then when Judith and I worked together on August Osage County, we had the same conversation where I said, what do you want to, let's figure out another play to do together. And she said, well, I've always wanted to play Mary Tyrone. And so the stars just completely aligned. I honestly didn't think it would come around here at OSF so fast, but it did. And when Bill asked me if I wanted to direct it, I said, yes, desperately, but I don't want to do it unless Mike and Judith agree to do it. And so thankfully they both said yes. And then Danforth Comans, who I've worked with a lot, is playing Edmund, and Jonathan Hogan is playing Jamie. And a theater student from SOU. Autumn Buck is playing Kathleen. So I think to have the four actors who play the family members, to have them in the room is going to be quite extraordinary. They're four great actors. They're really, really great actors, and for them to be able to feast on this material and to live with this material, and especially to be able to do it in the Thomas, which is where I really wanted to do it in a much more intimate setting, so that the audience truly could have the experience of sort of eavesdropping on this whole day in the life of this family, and to not the claustrophobia of that, but the intimacy of that was really important to me. And honestly, I think my job in the room with these actors is to try to just help shape it and get out of their way, because they know what to do. And I could not be more thrilled with this cast. I mean, I think it's going to be quite extraordinary.